Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another installment of Pancrase, Legends of Mixed Martial Arts, seen only here on Asia TV. I'm your host, Rob Wu, and sitting alongside me is our analyst, Josh, the babyface assassin Barnett. He needs no introduction. All right, Josh, today we're going to see the conclusion of the King of Pancrase tournament. Now, this tournament takes place over the course of 2 days. As a fighter, how tough is it to go through this tournament, considering there's not much rest time?
It's going to be really difficult, and it's not like these guys are fighting slouches the entire time. They're fighting some of the very best that Pancrase has to offer, and many future Ultimate Fighting champions are within this tournament. This is a grueling set of matches, but there's a big reward at the end, and that's that giant belt and the cup to crown the first King of Pancrase.
But before we find out who is the King of Pancrase, we have two superweight bouts for you. The first one, Gregory Smith versus Kazuomi Inagaki. And Josh, Inagaki, not a great record so far, so must be salivating at the chance to fight Smith.
Well, Smith has certainly not looked as tough as some of the competition Inagaki has faced previously. But underestimating people is a quick way to earn a defeat on your record. And with this super fight, Inagaki gets a chance to show exactly where he stands in the Pancrase rankings.
All right, let's see if Inagaki can pick up the W.
Katsuomi Inagaki versus Gregory Smith.
Schmidt there on the left with the Aussie trunks, with the green and yellow with the kangaroos. Very tall, very rangy, very limber, and actually as Inagaki drops in for that armbar off of the side there, Schmidt just able to hang in there in seemingly precarious positions often as he works the forearms across the face.
So far, an impressive start for Smith, who has fought Inagaki once before, and he actually won that fight, and up to this point, the only win of his career. And I think we might have seen an accidental elbow there, Josh?
Grinding the point of the elbow into the face, apparently, not looked too highly upon.
Smith with the side control right now, and Smith was also a wrestling champ back in Australia.
Looking for the choke is Schmidt, but falling off as Inagaki rotates within his guard.
Smith has Inagaki in the full guard now.
Inagaki looking for the leg lock, dropping back from the Achilles lock there is Inagaki. Schmidt trying to defend. Schmidt, as you see, is not wearing the full leggers, as they call them, shin guards and knee pads, thus meaning he cannot kick when on the feet.
And so far, Gregory Smith has this fight on the ground. And is that where Inagaki wants to stretch?
I think Inagaki is exactly where he wants to be, working for that heel hook right there. Schmidt in a dangerous position, still now back to a half guard position here. Schmidt managing to escape that initial attack by Inagaki, but Schmidt's going to want to get back on top here. He's underneath Schmidt here, getting worked over, or underneath Inagaki, excuse me. Inagaki looking for the leg possibly again off of that arm. And he dives, looking for the toe hold is Inagaki.
And there we have it. Gregory Smith taps out due to the leg loss. Inagaki does avenge that loss. This fight ends 5-18 in the first round. Now, Gregory Smith not excelling in Pancrase, but do you know where I think he would excel? How about an Owen Wilson lookalike contest?
Funny enough, but I bet that's a fight that Gregory Schmidt could win.
Yeah. And our next fight, another superweight bout. It's Larry Papadopoulos against Scott Bisak. Now,
you
Josh,
wanted to say Papa John's, didn't you?
Came close, but I don't want to mean Josh. I don't want to be mean, Josh, but I have to tell it like it is. These two fighters just aren't very good.
That may be the case, but even still, a better judge would be to see how they fight against each other with similar experience. Although size is going to really go to Bisak. Papadopoulos, having a jiu-jitsu background, might have the edge on the ground in the grappling, but hairy chest-wise, it's all Papadopoulos.
And neither fighter has picked up their first victory yet, so let's see who gets their first career win.
Scott Bisak versus Larry Papadopoulos.
Bizak is in the black, and for Papadopoulos, this is his debut fight, and he is from Australia. And Scott Bizak, like you said, Josh, a huge guy, 6'4", 240.
Bizak getting the cradle and reversing Papadopoulos.
Now Bizak with the side control.
And you know, this being Papadopoulos' debut would explain why he has yet to win a match in Pancrase.
Yes, it does. And Scott Bizak, this isn't his debut, and he hasn't won a match in 4 fights.
But he is now no longer wearing the big black singlet, and that might have been what was holding him back to this point, as he's working the neck of Larry Papadopoulos there on top and applying that weight, probably looking to at least tire Larry Papadopoulos, if not catch the submission.
That's it. Good.
He is trying to wrap his arm around Bizak's neck, not successful.
Come on, Spartacus, hang tough. Hang tough, buddy. Hit the rib.
Bizak's corner telling him to hit the ribs of Papadopoulos, and doing just that.
Papadopoulos seemed to have sustained a rib injury at some point, and Bizak making full advantage of it.
Papadopoulos screaming, groaning each time he's hit. In his corner, Bizak's corner, that is encouraging him to continue, and he is continuing throwing body shots to the rib.
Yeah, Papadopoulos must have a rib out, fractured, something, because he's really hurting. As Bizak looking for the toe, going back to the rib, letting any indication of injury out to your opponent is a surefire way to lose a match.
And the ref breaks the fighters up, but it looks like Papadopoulos, those rib shots really took its toll. He is rolling around in pain. I don't think he's going to get up. And he does not get up. Resounding victory by Scott Bizak, 13-49 in the first round. Josh, I don't know if I've ever seen this before. Papadopoulos looked like he was in good shape, had Bizak in the full guard, but just couldn't handle the body punches.
Yeah, it's odd. I mean, it could be just something that happened in transition, trying to move all that weight around. Larry Papadopoulos being the smaller man, being underneath Bizak. It could have popped out at that point, could have torn some cartilage. Who knows? But we know that Larry does make a return back to Pancrase and continues to fight.
All right, we're going to go to break, but when we come back, the conclusion of the King of Pancrase tournament. Welcome back, and now it's time for our first semifinal bout in the King of Pancrase tournament, and we're going to see Minoru Suzuki versus Manabu Yamada. Josh, a very intriguing matchup.
Yeah, you have the two veterans with Yamada and Suzuki, both actually coming from varied backgrounds. Suzuki coming from the UWF era of things, and Yamada actually coming from Satoru Sayama's Shuto leg of mixed martial arts. Here they are, though, meeting in the Pancrase ring under the same set of rules and under the same guidelines and going for the same belt.
All right, let's see what happens. The winner moves on to the finals.
Minoru Suzuki versus Manabu Yamada.
All right, now to the ring. Manabu Yamada in the yellow. Now, he is an escape artist, Josh. He once lasted 30 minutes in the ring against Wayne Shamrock. No easy feat.
Yeah, very tough guy in Yamada, giving up a little bit in height to Suzuki, but the heavier of the two, as you can see, he's very compact and very stoutly built. Suzuki, though, getting the initial takedown and getting the waist ride from behind is Suzuki as he tries to break Yamada down here.
And Suzuki, very active, moving all around the ring, Josh.
Yeah, very quick effort on Suzuki's part, really moving, hustling on here, looking to pry that arm free. And Yamada rolls over to his back, looking to secure Suzuki's arms. Suzuki just all over Yamada to start with.
Back, side, front. I don't think Yamada even knows where he's going to be coming from.
No, Suzuki's working all angles as he's breaking him down there, looking to hook the ankle, but Yamada clearing, turning, rotating, and trying again to get to a defensive posture, and Suzuki just again spinning around, taking the back, and continuing to stay in control and on top of Yamada early on in their match.
And we see Suzuki doing very well, moving around the mat. If you're Yamada, do you want to get back on your feet for a little bit here?
Yamada also might be sitting, waiting for Suzuki to expend maybe too much energy to finish off strong later in the fight. But Yamada, as we've come to see, is he's a very relaxed fighter. And although he's caught in a nasty face lock attempt by Suzuki right now,
Yamada's going to have to get out of this somehow. And he does. Suzuki lets go of the hold.
Yamada fighting hands managed to create some space.
And Suzuki not giving up, trying to apply that hold once more. And Yamada, nice little reverse, and now he's on top of Suzuki.
Very patient, very calm is Yamada in the yellow, moving into the center of the ring.
Very wise move because now Suzuki is away from the ropes, so should Yamada apply a submission hold, Suzuki cannot escape.
Yamada working on top. Suzuki trying to bridge Yamada off. As these two grapple for position here.
Both fighters have terrific records so far. Yamada 7-1, Suzuki at 11-3.
Who did those three losses come to?
Funaki, Rutan, and Maurice Smith. So some pretty big names that Suzuki has lost to.
Yamada mounted here as catching Suzuki's neck.
And Suzuki quickly moves his feet a foot to the rope, gets an escape. -1 point. He has 2 more remaining. And Josh, of course, you might grab the rope sometimes, but you don't have to. You can also use your feet.
Right, exactly. Suzuki, I think, really getting caught off guard. Never saw it coming and figured he'd be able to escape that. High kick by Yamada, caught though by Suzuki, and down to the mat they go. Suzuki looking for that heel hook. And Yamada, just too experienced to get caught in that so easily.
Very nice job, Yamada, showing those escape skills. As Suzuki goes for it one more time.
Yamada looking for his own heel hook as Suzuki tries to reposition to attack the leg of Manabu Yamada.
Suzuki still with a hold of Yamada's foot. Now working on the arms.
Trying to break that grip free so that he can get a good hold on that heel hook. Suzuki again working back toward it. Yamada diligently fighting the hands, trying not to give him a good grip on that leg.
Ooh, Suzuki almost got it there. Yamada manages to slip out again.
Going from one side to the next is Yamada with an Achilles lock there, but I think the advantage has to go to Suzuki with the heel hook, trumping the Achilles lock.
And so far, Josh, brilliant technical skills shown by both fighters.
Yamada looking to suck Suzuki back, maybe get his neck again. Suzuki, though, keeping a hold of that ankle and electing to turn and face Yamada into the full guard.
The crowd appreciating the efforts of these fighters.
As they actually are in front of 11,000 fans right now in Ryogoku Kokugikan.
And Josh, what was the largest number of attendance in a fight that you participated in? Do you know?
Wow, that's a good question, Rob. I think it was somewhere around 50,000.
Now, do you feed off the crowd's energy?
With 50,000 screaming fans, you could get drunk on that energy, whether you're a fighter or not.
The fight the ref does restart the fight. Both fighters now on their feet.
Suzuki looking, I suppose, for his opportunity to get that takedown again. But Yamada moving forward.
And Yamada now following Suzuki around the ring.
5 minutes passed. And a big shote from Yamada following with a high kick. Suzuki.
And Suzuki does manage to get that takedown, and now he has Yamada on his back.
Suzuki pulling Yamada back, looking to take the back there and secure a choke or maybe a face lock from behind against the fighter here, Yamada, who is leading 1 escape to 0.
And with 5 minutes remaining, Suzuki has to be looking to press the action.
Suzuki knows in 5 minutes, 5 minutes, it seems like a long time, but it really can be very difficult to catch or to knock an opponent down with only 5 minutes.
And Yamada in a very vulnerable position here, Josh.
Yamada again getting caught in that that start of a sleeper or a face lock there, but always managing to get his way out as he hits a sit out and tries to come on top of Suzuki. Suzuki, however, continuing to keep the top position, catching that leg. Yamada spinning, trying to relieve the pressure.
And Yamada going for Suzuki's leg at the same time.
Both men jostling for legs as eventually Yamada bails out and Suzuki climbs on top.
And all right, so far a very quick start to this. Yamada taking the early lead, but Minoru Suzuki, you can never count him out.
Right, one mistake on Suzuki's part, and now it looks like he feels the pressure that he's got to have to catch up and catch Yamada, either to get the submission or force an escape here at some point. Otherwise, his King of Pancrase tournament run is going to be cut short here in the semifinals.
All right, Minoru Suzuki losing so far. Can he come back? Find out after the break. Welcome back. We just saw Minoru Suzuki and Yamada still fighting. Yamada has the lead, but can he hang on?
Suzuki working that sleeper choke. Yamada again escaping. And Suzuki here takes the top mount position. Will have to look for another opportunity to try and take out the ever tough Manabu Yamada.
Now, if you're Yamada on the bottom right now, what are you thinking?
You're thinking, hey, I got a 1-0 lead, but this guy is coming strong. He's one of the best in the business, and if I really want to win this match, I'm going to have to catch him making another mistake.
And Minoru Suzuki doesn't make too many of those. And Yamada trying to roll over Suzuki, not allowing him.
Suzuki attacking the double wrist lock now from the half guard position. Now getting to the full side, Yamada shoving Suzuki off, trying to get to his feet, but Suzuki using that underhook, coming around the corner and shucking Yamada back down to the mat.
Good job by Suzuki. Yamada trying to get back on his feet, unable to do so.
Suzuki employing an ankle ride there, now trying to hook the arm of Yamada. Yamada again managing to find his way out and getting caught in the leg.
Both fighters with a hold of each other's leg, and looks like Yamada might have the better position right now, Josh.
Well, Suzuki's trying to do his best to make sure that he's the one that gets the submission off here, as they're still interlocked, but referee bringing them back to their feet. Questionable, I think, really, because both wrestlers were in a great position to submit the other. I think they should have been left to continue to work there myself.
As both fighters are nearing the feet, Yamada still coming towards Suzuki.
Yamada hands down, feeling very confident and loose in the ring there.
Suzuki shooting in and has Yamada taken down.
Nice single leg.
And if you're Minoru Suzuki, even though you're losing and time is running out, you don't want to rush things, because if you try to go too fast, you might make that mistake.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, it was that rushing that cost him that first escape point that put Yamada ahead, as Suzuki now in on the leg.
And Suzuki once again grabs the rope, and Josh, he's down to his last point. He has no margin for error.
Yeah, it almost looked like he wasn't even really fully locked in there, and just made just a big lack of judgment and reached over and grabbed that rope. Suzuki, the look on his face, he knows it is going to be incredibly difficult for him to get this match under control again and win.
Yamada up 2 points to nothing, and with time running out, has to be very confident of his chances so far.
Yeah, Suzuki seeing that title opportunity slip away here as he's getting caught in the front choke, but passing to the side as Suzuki and end up in the ropes.
Unfortunate for Yamada, he was in a favorable position, but a little too close to the ropes, and the fighters are going to have to restart again. Both fighters back on their feet.
Both fighters fatigued and very sweaty at this point, which could make it difficult for either one to catch a significant submission on the other. Nice double leg by Suzuki.
Suzuki with the side control on Yamada.
Moving to the mount position is Suzuki.
And Minoru Suzuki maybe trying to catch his breath, but Josh, I think he has to be more active.
He doesn't have a whole lot of time to work right now, and he does have Yamada's neck securely locked up, but this is not likely going to get him the submission he wants, although he is working a modified straight neck crank there, but letting go of that to try and work for something a little more favorable is Suzuki now.
Yamada on the ground, Suzuki on top of him. And if you're Yamada on the bottom and Suzuki's not doing anything, I think you're content to just lay down there.
Right. I think it's really within Suzuki's court to make something happen here.
As he tries to position Yamada towards the center of the ring.
Looking for an arm is Suzuki, now dropping back into a triangle choke. If Suzuki can get that right leg across, perpendicular across Yamada's shoulders, he can tighten it up, but losing the choke is Suzuki, although he takes the underhook, comes out and takes it out the back door, getting behind Yamada and continuing to stay on top.
And Minoru Suzuki has to be at least a little bit frustrated. He's been the more active fighter. Looks like he's putting a lot more energy out there, and he's still trailing.
Yes, yes, and in fact, I think, if anything, Suzuki's spirit is down a bit, knowing that he's in such a tough spot right now.
Suzuki on the back of Yamada.
Dropping a grapevine hook in, single leg grapevine. Sliding off the back of Yamada as he's very sweaty. And Yamada getting on top now to the side control, threatening with a double wrist lock, going to the armbar.
And Yamada very close to getting that armbar. Suzuki cannot allow his arms to separate.
Looking for the rope is Suzuki, but stuck in the ring.
And the arms do separate. Suzuki loses. Yamada forces him to tap out in the armbar. Now Suzuki could not have grabbed the rope. He already lost 2 points.
コメント決勝終わってからでいいですか？すみません。でも今の試合に関して言えばものすごく嬉しかったですね。すごく嬉しかったですね。どの辺が？一緒にリングの上に立ってることが嬉しくて。
As we hear from Minoru Suzuki.
I heard he could even fix attitudes.
Oh, then I definitely do need to check in along with maybe some of our producers and directors. All right, our next fight, Wayne Shamrock against Masa Katsu Funaki, 2 heavyweights in Pancrase.
Yes, yes. Ken Shamrock and Funaki, 2 of the main protagonists of the Pancrase division here. This is a battle of superstars to begin off.
All right, and the winner will face Manabu Yamada in the finals for a shot at being the king of Pancrase. Welcome back to the show. Wayne Shamrock and Masa Katsu Funaki. A lot on the line, Josh. The winner gets a shot at being the king of Pancrase, something all of these fighters want.
Right. Everybody entered this tournament knowing what a huge honor was at stake. But now you've got a fight between Funaki and Shamrock. This could be a title match all in of itself. And the winner of this facing unlikely finalists, Manabu Yamada. If anybody was expected to be in the finals, it was probably probably Shamrock and Suzuki, or maybe Funaki and Suzuki, as those three seen as the real top fighters in the league. But hey, the tournaments are full of upsets.
So perhaps these two fighters might find it even more crucial to win because they believe the next fighter they fight will be a lesser opponent than each other.
Well, it's no matter what, it's going to be difficult. The winner of this match likely to go through a grueling war. Now going to have to face Yamada, who's already had his fight, getting a chance to rest. He's going to see what these guys are going to be doing in the ring, and I think the advantage goes to the guy who got the fight out first.
All right, let's see who will advance to the championship.
Masakatsu Funaki versus Rain Shamrock.
And Josh, we've seen these fighters fight before. Funaki and Shamrock fought in the first ever event of Pancrase where Shamrock got the better of Funaki.
Aka corner 198パウンド Funaki Masa Katsu.
Both fighters are starting out quick though. Funaki throwing some leg kicks, Shamrock taking him down.
Shamrock going for the Olympic roll there, but Funaki's head slipping out. I think when you really look at it in this matchup, Funaki is the more technical grappler, Shamrock the more physical and stronger of the two. And also, I believe the wrestling advantage has to go to Shamrock as well.
Now, these two fought twice before. Shamrock won their first fight, Funaki winning the second meet. This is the third time these two are fighting each other.
The tiebreaker, if you will.
And the winner, a chance to face Yamada in the championships next.
Funaki working inside the guard of Shamrock. Shamrock controlling the wrist, getting the underhook. Perhaps looking to come around the back, and he does.
As Ken still has Funaki down on the mat in the side control.
Nice headlock by Shamrock. Funaki hooking the leg, trying to pop out around the back, but Shamrock staying tight to the neck there and looking to attack that arm as Shamrock. If he can get that arm down in between his legs and clamp it.
And maybe lucky for Funaki, Shamrock doesn't even have a chance. Actually, Funaki puts his leg on the rope, perhaps feeling his arm mic up.
Right. Like I said, Shamrock is incredibly physical and powerful, and Funaki could feel. A nice series of kicks by Funaki, though. No distance on him and not connecting, but takedown by Shamrock ends up in the half guard. Funaki, feeling the power of Shamrock, didn't want to take a chance of even if he was to get the rope escape, with that arm still caught in there, some damage would be done, and that could have hindered him later on in this fight.
And Funaki giving himself another chance to fight. Shamrock now in the full guard. Josh, Shamrock very good at working with the legs and ankles.
Yes, actually both of these fighters, Funaki and Shamrock, incredible leg lock artists. Nice toe hold attempt there by Shamrock. I would say that Shamrock is the more power person out of this group. He attacks the legs with a good amount of technique, but his strength and physical prowess is just makes it for a devastating combination, where Funaki here being the ultimate technician and sliding his way to and fro and into different submissions, and eventually catching you when you least expect it as they trade strikes on the feet. Shamrock landing a big palm strike and Funaki returning in kind with the high kick.
And looks like this fight is going back. And it looks like he has that on tight. Funaki might want to grab another rope if he can reach one. And he can't, so he'll tap out. Ken Shamrock wins. Looks like that first win he had over Funaki, not a fluke. He wins 550 in the first round. And same technique. And now he has a shot at the King of Pancrase belt, and Masakatsu Funaki loses for the second time against Ken Shamrock. Perhaps he taught him too well, Josh.
Well, Ken making the most of his abilities, and when you've got the strength that Shamrock's got, it's about like having an anaconda wrapped around your neck there. Funaki no opportunity to escape and is forced to tap out.
And Shamrock can't celebrate too early as he has another fight remaining.
No press right now.
すみません、今勘弁してくださいってことで。俺の頭の中でやっぱりトーナメントっていうのは考えた時点でもう始まってましたからね。そういう意味で、まあ一番こう頭が疲れてたっていう心身ともに。
All right, we have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we'll show you who becomes the first ever King of Pancrase. As we bring it back to the studios, we're going to get ready for our championship bout. Manabu Yamada versus Wayne Shamrock. Now, these guys have fought at least 2-3 matches before this match, so fitness coming into play here.
Yeah, the only difference, especially the difference being that Funaki and Shamrock, just under 6 minutes. Yamada, though, having to fight and claw every inch of the way to getting that victory at around 14 minutes against Suzuki.
Right, all right. Let's see if Yamada has enough gas to last him for one more fight.
Wayne Shamrock versus Manabu Yamada.
As we get ready to get started to fight this fight. Manabu Yamada defeated Christopher DeWeaver, Frank Shamrock, and Minoru Suzuki to reach this point. And like you said, Josh, he spent 26 minutes worth of fighting, while Wayne Shamrock, his opponent, beat Alex Cook, Maurice Smith, and Funaki. Only took him a little over 11 minutes, so those 15 extra minutes Yamada spent in the ring just to get to this point, we could see the toll it takes on his body in this fight.
Yeah, that's got to be a factor in this championship match. Is it has to 10 minutes in the ring. That is not just 10. People think of 10 minutes worth of time, but 10 minutes of actively fighting another opponent. It's more like running a marathon for most folks. And as you see, both fighters and their respective flags. Yamada, the native, probably also having a little incentive to bring the title home for the native Japanese fans there, with a lot of pride in being a Japanese fighter. And we have Shamrock representing the United States in the Lion's Den.
And no doubt the crowd will be behind Yamada. And as far as Ken Shamrock goes, do you think that is a disadvantage, that he might not be able to draw that positive energy from the crowd?
Well, the one thing about Ken, and especially about Pancrase, is that while Ken is technically a foreign fighter, he is one of the founders and one of the main principles of Pancrase. And I think that the fans would see it as not entirely about nation versus nation, but also as the fact Pancrase's ring is international. Shamrock in the black, Yamada there in the yellow.
Shamrock with the obvious size advantage, physically bigger.
Each fighter taking their time, as they have 30 minutes worth of fighting to do. Yamada opening up with that middle kick. Shamrock getting the body lock, taking Yamada to the mat. Yamada looking perhaps to roll under and catch a leg early on, but no success there.
And Yamada, we've seen him do escape after escape, but when you're feeling tired and you're sweating, those escapes become harder to do each time.
Moving along later in this match, Shamrock patiently working on top. Yeah, and not to mention escapes, but we've seen him endure enormous amounts of punishment and still get to his feet and still fight. If there's anybody that can handle this, the toughness of this situation, it's Mr. Tough Guy here, or the escape artist, as you like to call him, Manabu Yamada. Nice tight waist takedown off of the missed kick by Shamrock. Yamada now finding himself back on the mat with Shamrock on top. Common position for this match. Shamrock in the mount being brought back to the feet for inactivity.
And Josh, has there ever been a time when a ref broke up a fight that you personally said, what are you doing here? We're both in action still.
Yes. And I think we actually saw that earlier with Yamada and Suzuki in that leg catch position. Nice low kick by Ken Shamrock, responding with a high kick and a shote is Yamada, but nice duck under by Ken.
A wise move, Yamada throwing those strikes. Who knows if he could have connected one, but Shamrock just didn't give him any more opportunities.
Shamrock again on top of Yamada. Yamada working diligently, but looking very tired. And Shamrock, the much fresher of the two, and playing a very smart game against the ever tough and ever hard to catch Manabu Yamada.
And as we've mentioned before, Yamada, a much harder path to get to this point, and Wayne Shamrock finishing his first 3 fights quickly. This could really help him out here.
And as I said, I felt like in that leg catch position, both Suzuki and Yamada earlier in their bout were working in a good spot, and there could have been an opportunity for either one to get a submission. I felt the ref brought them up prematurely, but I think being a referee is an incredibly hard job, as people are hardly ever satisfied with the decisions that are made. But there's Ken Shamrock looking to work a knee bar variant there, or use it to pass. Not finding any luck, though, against Yamada, electing to try to stack and perhaps pass finally. Yamada looking to put a leg scissor.
Yeah, trying to wrap those legs around Shamrock.
But Shamrock just too powerful for that technique to work on him. And Yamada working diligently, though, for that leg scissor choke, inserting the hand, trying to put his fist into the throat of Ken Shamrock to get the choke, but not going to happen.
And Shamrock ends up back in the side control.
Not much time left for Yamada, spending the entirety of this fight on the ground, on his back. Shamrock working, hooking the arm, staying in the side control, looking for an opportunity without making too big of a mistake, and giving him, Yamada on the bottom, an opportunity to get a submission or cause the rope escape.
And the fighters have to leave everything in the ring. This is the championship match, so if they want to rest, they could rest after this fight. As we move on along, Shamrock on the back of Yamada. And now he mounts him.
Mount position here by Shamrock, circling towards the center of the ring, working that forearm across the neck. Shamrock still in the top position, riding out this bout against the more fatigued Yamada, and being brought back to their feet in the last few minutes of this match.
And now Minoru trying to pour it on with a flying kick, does not connect, and we're right back where we started. Shamrock on Yamada's back.
Big drop kick does not land. Shamrock here running a half Nelson. Yamada shoulder rolling through, hoping to catch the leg or the arm. Shamrock having none of it and gaining the side control position again.
And I think Yamada realizes it's crunch time. He's trying to give it everything he's got.
Cannot escape from under the powerful grasp of Ken Shamrock is Manabu Yamada, struggling on the bottom here. As side choke in perhaps opening itself up there as Shamrock is trapping the arm and the neck, but time does expire.
The bell does ring. Neither fighter gets each other to submit, but
we'll
based
have to
on
see what the judges think of the performance.
And Judge Barnett, who do you give this case to?
Well, as Yamada was really unable to amount any sort of offense truly in this bout, I guess you have to give it to Shamrock. How about you, Rob?
I also agree. Yamada spent most of the fight on the mat. Wayne Shamrock dictating the action. I as well will have to say Shamrock wins. Let's see if the judges agree.
まず広瀬レフェリー28対27ウェイン・シャムロックジャッジ平原正明29対28
Shamrock
ウェイン・シャムロックジャッジ岡本博美29対28ウェイン・シャムロック
29-28 Shamrock.
ウェイン・シャムロックの勝利です。
And I don't know if we have much influence with the judges, but they do agree with us. Wayne Shamrock is your winner by decision. He is the first ever king of Pancrase. And as a foreigner, no easy task defeating some of the best fighters Japan and actually all the best fighters the world has to offer.
29-28 on all scorecards. There's Matt Hume and Todd Bjornathan, fellow Americans in Pancrase with Ken Shamrock, celebrating his championship win and the crowning of the first ever king of Pancrase.
And Ken Shamrock, a well-deserved victory, took out Masa, Katsu, Funaki, and then Yamada, two top fighters. Yamada, very disappointed. Let's hear him talk to the press.
全然俺の名前出てこないしでも一人だけなんですけど俺決勝行くって言ってくれる人いるんですよ俺絶対行けるって言ってくれた人いるんですよその人に申し訳なくてまた明日からシャムロック大使の対策でも出ます
Yamada, obviously disappointed, pulled off an upset to just get here, but unable to pull off that second upset. It's almost like a team that beats someone better than them to get to the finals, only to lose in the finals.
And there is the beautiful unveiling of the King of Pancrase belt.
I think you've seen that before, haven't you, Josh?
I have, and I have been presented with it by the same individual there.
And who is that guy?
That, I believe, is actually Mr. Mochizuki, former head of the Pancrase committee.
And that belt, Josh, I heard you do not get to keep that belt at home.
You do not, as a giant diamond sits square center in that belt, but I have not seen a finer belt in the entire sport of MMA or boxing included.
And Yamada gets a runner-up trophy, so Wayne Shamrock going all the way. Are you surprised at all, Josh? Even a little bit?
No, he had to be one of the favorites coming into this fight, but in fact, coming into this tournament. But surprising that he was able to beat Funaki again, 5 minutes, same hold. That is probably the most amazing feat out of all of this.
Very well-earned win by Shamrock. And now it's time for our highlight of the day. And that does it for this edition of Pancrase Legends of Mixed Martial Arts. I'm Rob Wu.
Josh Barnett.
Same time, same place, next week. See you then.
Don't be a pussy.
Okay. I can try. How about a basketball player, Josh?
Airplane.
I am out.